online, on the TuneIn app, and on your smart speaker. Play Shock Radio.
This is Shock
News.
It's 10 to 11 on Sunday the 1st of February. I'm Alfie Mulcahy with your Shock News update. A minister has heaped pressure on Andrew Mountbatten Windsor to give evidence to a US investigation into Jeffrey Epstein, saying it's what the paedophile's victims deserve and need. The King's brother has always denied any wrongdoing. Community Secretary Steve Reed says anybody else who may have witnessed things should testify as well. He's been backed up by the Shadow Home Secretary, Chris Philp.
I certainly agree that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor should give all the assistance he possibly can to any official body investigating this, whether it's the police, the FBI, or indeed the US Congress. The same, of course, would apply to Peter Mandelson.
The former US ambassador has apologised over his friendship with the disgraced financier.
Shock News Update.
The government has announced a new multi-million-pound fund to breathe new life back into England's high streets. £150 million will be used to target areas which have been hardest hit by shop closures. The cash will be used to reopen vacant units and improve neglected storefronts. But Community Secretary Steve Reed says it's not just about the money.
It's about powers. So one of the things we didn't have when I was a council leader was the ability to restrict the number of bookies, or well, there weren't vape shops then, but they're proliferating now all over high streets. Councils have no powers to restrict those, so we're going to give them those powers.
Shock News Update.
A 3.66% rise in alcohol duty on wine and spirits has come into force this morning. Since changes to how alcohol is taxed came in 2023, duty on a bottle of 14.5% wine has risen by £1.10. Miles Beale is CEO at the Wine and Spirit Trade Association, and he says there's sadly no way of protecting consumers from the rise.
There will be a small increase that's bound to be passed on because there's simply no way really of producers or indeed retailers in the current economic climate not passing it on. So they're already finding life very difficult, so unfortunately that will get passed on.
The government says alcohol duty helps fund the public services people rely on every day.
Shock News Update.
Also making the headlines today, limited travels resuming between Gaza and Egypt, which is being seen as a significant step forward in the fragile ceasefire process. The Rafah crossing has been almost completely closed for years. Israel says only Gazan residents on foot will be allowed to cross initially. 20,000 Palestinians are thought to be waiting to leave for medical care abroad. A US judge has ordered the release of a father and his 5-year-old son who were detained during the immigration crackdown in Minnesota. They've been held in a centre in Texas since January the 20th, and their detention sparks an outcry. Their judge who ordered their release also harshly criticised the Trump administration's approach to enforcement, which has seen 2 people shot dead by ICE agents. And Lady Gaga and rapper Kendrick Lamar will go head-to-head for Album of the Year later at the Grammy Awards. British singers Olivia Dean and Lola Young are both up in the Best New Artist category, while Sir Elton John and Brandi Carlile will compete for Best Song, written for visual media, for their duet Never Too Late. Now, with all this morning's sport news, here's Colin Beasley from the Sky Sports Centre.
Liverpool boss Arne Slot says his team have certainly got better in defence and attack following their 4-1 win at home to Newcastle in the Premier League.
In the last 2 games, scoring 10, only conceding 1, I think I can safely say that has been a big improvement. So yeah, pleased and happy that we have these 2 results, but because of the many points we've dropped, we are also aware that this is certainly not enough.
The champions are within a point of 4th place Chelsea, who got past West Ham 3-2. Arsenal restored their 7-point lead by thrashing Leeds 4-0. Elsewhere, Everton also scored in stoppage time in a 1-1 draw at Brighton, and bottom side Wolves suffered a 2-0 defeat to Bournemouth. Manchester City and Aston Villa can once again cut the gap to the summit when they take on Brentford and Tottenham respectively this afternoon. Scottish Premiership leaders Hearts are 7 points clear again after their 3-0 win at 9-man Dundee United. Rangers will reduce their advantage back to 4 points if they beat Hibs this afternoon. Champions Celtic in 3rd are at home to Falkirk. Tennis history will be made in today's men's singles final at the Australian Open. At the age of 38, Novak Djokovic could win a record 25th Grand Slam and 11th in Melbourne. That would make him the oldest man to win any Grand Slam, but the Serb has to overcome world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz, who can become the youngest man to win all 4 major titles at the age of 22. England's cricketers can secure a 3-game same T20 international series with Sri Lanka later with victory in the second match in Palakkala. Harry Brook's team are one up after winning Friday's first game by 11 runs. And England's Justin Rose has further extended his lead going into the final round of golf's latest PGA Tour event. The Masters runner-up is on 21 under par, 6 shots ahead of American Joel Darman in San Diego.
Thanks, Colin.
Shock News Update.
Let's take a look through the pages of the Sunday newspapers, which are dominated by photos of the King's brother in the latest release of the Epstein files. The Mirror has a picture of Andrew appearing to pose on all fours over a woman with the headline, "There's worse to come." The Sun is running with the same photo and the headline, "Shame on you," while the Star goes with "Creepy Crawler." The Telegraph reports that Sir Keir Starmer says Andrew must reveal all on Epstein. The Times also run with the Prime Minister's comments on Andrew, saying he must testify or fail the Epstein victims. The Mail claims former Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner has secured £1 million war chest to kick out Sir Keir Starmer. The Express's splash is that 6 million UK workers would be better off on benefits rather than working. And finally, The Observer leads with the headline, "The Plot Against Democracy." That's looking inside the campaign to kill off the assisted dying bill in the House of Lords.
Shock News Update.
And finally, it's a Sunday, so most shops will be closing today at 3 or 4, and that's because larger stores are only allowed to be open for 6 hours. Well, the campaign group Open Sundays is calling for ministers to relax those rules. Mark Allott says the evidence speaks for itself.
They were lifted during the 2012 Olympics, and over that period there was a sales growth of over 3%. So it is proven that opening for longer on what is often the most busy trading day of the week would benefit the overall economy and everyone who works in it.
The government says it currently has no plans to relax Sunday trading hours.
Shock weather.
And ending with the weather, there'll be a limited number of bright spells first between showers, cloud building more widely as longer spells of rain arrive across the region during the afternoon. It'll be misty around higher ground, maximum temperatures today of 8 degrees. That's all from me this morning, but do join me again at 1 o'clock this afternoon for Alfie Mulcahy on Sunday, where I'll be taking a deeper look into those Sunday papers with Noah Buckingham-Reid. Ollie's House is next after this.
Online, on the TuneIn app,
And on your smart speaker.
Shock Radio.